Good afternoon. I wanted to remind you to check out my novel, The Blacksmith's Bride, recently debuted at number 2 on the Black and African American Christian fiction category on Amazon, and it recently debuted as number 1 on the hot new releases for Black and African American Christian fiction. It's a full length novel. It took me a while to write this novel because it is historical. It takes place in 1867, which is 2 years after the Civil War. The story is about Benjamin. Benjamin is a quadroon. Back then, the one drop rule applied to people of color. So if you had one drop of African American blood, then you yourself were considered black. But they had different terminologies depending on how much blood you had in you. If you're a quadroon, you have one African American grandparent, 3 grandparents of European descent. Such terminology is not currently used. It was something that they used back then. So Benjamin pretty much looks like a white person, but his hair is kind of kinky and he does look a little ethnic. So his wife, Benjamin's wife, is murdered at the beginning of the book. His daughter Esther witnesses the murder. This happened 2 years ago. Esther has not been able to speak since then. So what Benjamin wants to do, he wants to take his daughter away from New York to Philadelphia so that she's now in a new environment and maybe it will enable her to speak. And during this time, this move, you'll meet some interesting characters. Benjamin meets Francine. Francine is alone. She's impoverished. She used to be of the black upper class, and now she is no longer part of the black upper class because she's lost all of her money. She has to rely on friends just to eat because she can't even afford food. Benjamin is drawn to her. Esther has a lot going on. Esther is Benjamin's daughter. She's the one that witnessed the murder. She's mute. She doesn't talk. She uses a slate to write down words to communicate with other people. So this proves challenging when she goes to school and encounters people in public when they discover that she cannot talk. So you really need to read The Blacksmith's Bride. I really enjoyed writing this story. It took so much research. Benjamin is a blacksmith. That's why I call the book The Blacksmith's Bride. I have a number of scenes with him at work. You actually see what a blacksmith does on a daily basis. So reading this book will be fun and educational. I will say there is some violence in this book. There is a bit of mystery. It's different than my other books because my other books don't really have a whole lot of violence, but this one has some, but not too much. But it's a sweet, heartwarming historical. You will love it. And if you're a person that likes series like Hallmark's When Calls the Heart, that sort of thing, you might like The Blacksmith's Bride. You should at least give it a try. I'm holding a book proof because I have not yet received my author copies from the publisher. So this was just a book proof that I used to make sure everything was correct and intact before it went to press. So this is all I have right now. It's available in paperback, audiobook, and ebook. So you should check it out. I'll leave the links in the comments. You can also stroll over to Amazon and check it out yourself. You'll see there's always already been some reviews for my novel, The Blacksmith's Bride. So be sure to tell your friends and family about this book as well. You might know of somebody who likes historical fiction or just someone who's open to reading any kind of fiction. Because I used a little bit different terminology in this book, there is a Dear Reader letter at the beginning. I would like for you to read that before you start reading the book because it kind of explains some things and some terminology that some people might not necessarily be familiar with since the book takes place in 1867 and it might be terminology that you don't normally see nowadays. So I really love the cover. I love the book in general. This book was close to my heart and it took me a while to write, as I've already said, because of the research that's involved. So check it out. Tell your friends. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.